Guys, I couldn't be happier to announce that I finally made myself a Ko-fi page, and I currently have 5 slots open for commissions right about now. I have many different categories of commissions, so if you like my style and you want to support my channel, go check it out. It will be highly appreciated.
Hello everyone, my name's Shadow and welcome to my nest. A few months ago, I made a video redesigning the Five Nights at Freddy's characters as humans. It was a very fun challenge, and since I love FNAF, I love character design, and I really need to practice drawing humans, why not combine all of that and make it one video? So, today we're doing FNAF 2's Toy Animatronics human designs. Alright, so let's get to it. The first design I did was Toy Freddy, and for his design I decided to go with a more bear theme because, you know, the Freddys are always bears. So I decided to go with that, and I decided to go with the common view that bears are actually very soft, very cute animals, even though they might be dangerous. So that was kind of very important for the design process for him. So for his design, I decided to keep it in a more rounded design philosophy with little to no sharp edges and, you know, points in his design, because humans usually, you know, process sharp edges and sharp things as potentially dangerous, and that's really not the impression that he wants to go by. Even though, just like a bear, he might look cute, but he can be extremely dangerous if you get too close or do the wrong thing around him. So that was pretty much the vibe I wanted to go with his design. He is obviously kind of the leader of the toys in, you know, this, I don't know, universe I'm creating, and I wanted him to look, you know, like someone you can trust, someone you can, you know, someone you look and you feel safe around, but someone who can also be secretly dangerous. And that's why in the little moon details he has in his outfit, there are some sharp edges at there, because in his heart, deep down, he is kind of a dangerous guy, although he probably won't be without a reason, you know. But yeah, for his colors, I decided to keep it with very like Toy Freddy, you know, the animatronic, because he has a lot of brown and a lot of red, and I decided to keep that. And I honestly loved working with his color scheme because I'm not really used to working with browns. I usually go to more, you know, bright colors. I don't really use browns as much in my art, especially not for clothing. So it was very interesting to work with this color, and I don't know, I just had so much fun. And during the whole coloring process, I just looked at him and thought that he looked so much like a Cookie Run Kingdom character, because I don't know, his color just really reminded me of chocolate, especially chocolate cookies. And I don't know, there's something so sweet about that, because he wants to be somewhat approachable, so he remembering of, you know, chocolate cookies or maybe chocolate cake, something like that, remembering us of sweets. I think it's something that was unintentionally very fitting for him. And of course I kept his eyes blue. I still love the contrast between the brown and the blue, you know, everything is all, you know, very warm toned, and then his eyes are just the coldest of blues. And I don't know, I just think it's so cool. I really love working with his color palette.
I don't know if the brown tones are as good as they could be, but I really like the result. I tried my best to keep his attire, in a way you can see the different pieces of clothing of him. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And for the background, I did a silly little, Toy Freddy and head in the background because I just think I just think it's neat. I really like this design. I really liked this Toy Freddy design I made. I don't know, I just find him so charming. Now for his personality and powers. Toy Freddy is the leader of his group, as I said, and he can be sometimes quietly forceful. He will never, yell at you, he will never get explicitly angry at you, but he can do some manipulation to get what he wants. He is an introvert, and one of his most, used techniques to get people to do what he wants is to pretend to be dumb, but when he is actually very smart. Like in the Ultimate Custom Night, we see Toy Freddy's voice and we see that he's very goofy, and that kind of character has its places, but in this universe I'm creating, I really don't see it as plausible unless it's him, using this, this preconception about his personality to manipulate other people. And he's a very good strategist, he loves games, and by the way, if he has a power, like I said in my first video about FNAF, the characters had powers because, I don't know, I like to do this kind of stuff. So his power is called Game Arena. He can create an area around him and generate different types of enemies or levels to make it harder for his rivals to walk around, and he can manipulate, but only in a certain area around him. It's very limited. And as you can see, he creates kind of this panel around him, which allows him to manipulate the area around him. He is also 170 centimeters tall. For Toy Bonnie, I went with a different design philosophy. He actually has a lot of points in his design, a lot of edges, because his motif is a star. There's no way you can make, a star character like without having some edge to it. I mean, you can, but in my opinion, it's better if there are some edges to it. And the star in his design is not there just for, decoration. He actually is a very, he acts a lot like a diva. He's the kind of guy who will try to be the center of attention at every turn. And that's exactly why I decided to give his motif as a star. And that's exactly why I decided to name him Aster, which is a French name. If I don't mean it means star, I think it means star. If not, then I got it wrong. But anyways, it's a very cool name. It's a very attention-grabbing name. And that's pretty much the design philosophy I went with for him. I wanted him to be very attention-grabbing, very colorful, very sharp, and look like the star he thinks he is. Also, for his clothing, I took inspiration by K-pop idols because I really think he would like to dress like an idol. He would like to walk around and people should think he was famous or something like that. I think that would fit very well with his personality. Now, speaking of his personality, Aster, or
Toy Bonnie, he loves being the center of attention. He is the kind of person who will try to be always the focus of the night, and he hates to share the spotlight. As you are probably guessing, I took this personality out of FNAF AR, where his lines, tend to show him that he likes to be the star of the show. And well, this behavior of him is actually because he has self-esteem issues. He has trouble to believe in himself, and he takes that out on being extremely, extra. He acts like a diva, like I said. And his mood is always shifting. He's always, acting out. He gets angry very easily. And he is also very sarcastic. But don't let his behavior fool you. He's way more smarter than he looks. And he is actually an extrovert. So yes, he will probably go out of his way to meet someone new and make sure that this person knows that he is the one who is the center of attention, at least whenever he's around. He is also 163 centimeters tall. He is not that tall guy. I wanted him to contrast a little bit with my Bonnie design. And also I didn't draw him with his open mouth, but I think that he would have buck teeth to take this bunny motif a little bit more, a little of a rabbit motif, because I don't know, I just think it would suit him, since I didn't make his hair look like bunny ears. I think it would look nice on him. And I also decided to keep his Toy Bonnie makeup, like his purple, shadows in his eyes and everything. I don't know, I really like how he turned out. I think he looks very, cute, but in a way that, you look and you think, oh my god, he's pretty. But then you get to know him and you think, he's pretty, but I don't know if it's worth the, struggle to be around. He can be a little too much to be around sometimes. And again, if he has powers, his power would be called, star, just that, star. And it's kind of the power where he can, make practically everyone stare at him. I don't know, I haven't really, focused that much in it, but I think he would have a, sort of attention grabbing power too. He would be kind of a decoy. He would be the one responsible to distracting everyone else while his group is, doing the attacks, I think. Now for Toy Chica's design, I really wanted to go with a more, kind of attention grabbing, but not as extra as Toy Bonnie, I think. Like, she has a very eye-catching outfit, but she's still very practical in what she wears and what she uses around, She isn't just doing it for looking pretty, she's also wearing what is most comfortable and most useful for her. So that was pretty much the philosophy I wanted to go with. Like, stylish but yet practical. That was my philosophy for her design. And you can tell after that she still has a lot of fun with the way she uses her outfits, but being eye-catching isn't everything for her. Her design is also kind of a mix between Toy Bonnie's and Toy Freddy's, because she actually has a lot of roundness to her design, and she also has a lot of edges. But yeah, the part of her design that I struggled the most with was with the colors, because the chicas in general, the animatronics, are a lot of pink and yellow and sometimes orange. So it was somewhat difficult for me to balance it out, especially with the outfit she's wearing. But I think I got to a cool result in the end. I also wanted to incorporate more blue to her design because of her eyes, so I just put it in her nails a little bit. I think it's not enough to, take the attention off her eyes, but it's enough just to complement her eyes a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much the design philosophy I went with. And as you can see, she also has a motif, just like Toy Bonnie and Toy Freddy. She has a sun motif, which is perfect now that I think about it, because the sun is round. He is a circle, so yes, he is very round, but there are some sharp edges around it, so I think it's the best way to represent that she is the best of both worlds. She can be pointy just like Toy Bonnie, and she can be round just like Toy Freddy, and I think this is just so cool. Now, I just thought about that now, and I really like it. I really like the way her design turned out. I had a lot of fun with her, and I also wanted to make a very extra makeup with her. I don't know, I just think the toys would be the kind of guys to go out of their way to look extremely fun and attention grabbing. And if you have noticed, she has some cupcakes and a little beak shaped missile in her outfit, because I think she would be kind of I don't know how to say it, but if you like I said, I was very inspired by Cookie Run Kingdom doing the designs, and if she was in Cookie Run Kingdom, she would definitely be a bomber, type of character. And she loves explosions, she loves blasts. I was also sort of inspired by Jinx from Arcane, because I love her design. I love her, her weapons and her explosives. I think it's very cool. So that's pretty much what I wanted to do with Toy Chica with this. I wanted her to have a very eye-catching and very, interesting design to look at. A design that you look and you think, oh my gosh, she is definitely up to no good, but she will slay while doing that. Now for Toy Chica's personality. She is an extrovert, and like almost everyone in her friend group, she can be extremely manipulative. She tends to try her best to get everything she wants by manipulating you, and the way she does that is by flirting. She's very flirty, which again, as you can guess, I took that from Toy Chica's voice lines in Ultimate Custom Night. So yeah, that's pretty much it for her personality. She can be nice sometimes, but she will manipulate you if that means she gets what she wants. She is 157 centimeters tall, and her power actually is called Kaboom, and as you can guess, it's something to do with explosions. I don't know, I just think she would really love to be, around exploding stuff. She would be a bomber cookie without second thought. But yeah, her power is just, she can turn anything she wants into an explosive, and she uses that with the cupcakes that stays in her belt. And I don't know if you guys were able to catch that, but the fact that her missile is shaped like a beak is to reference the phrase in Ultimate Custom Night where she says that her beak is lodged in the forehead of the player. I think it would be very fun to reference that with a literal missile that looks like a beak. I know you guys are invested on the video right now, but I'd like to do a quick intermission and ask you guys to leave a like if you're enjoying the video, comment what topic you'd like to see me making art of next, and don't forget to look for today's word. Also, consider subscribing if you like my content and you want to see more of it. Now for my second favorite design, Mango. Mango is one of my favorite animatronics in the whole franchise, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who loves them. But yeah, anyways, for their design I wanted, to go with a really mismatched look, a lot of asymmetry, but still somewhat soft look because I have a very deep care for this character, and I really wanted her to look, very sweet but still somewhat weird, She is the kind of character that you'd look and, think, oh, it looks so sweet, but, there's something weird about them. So that's pretty much what I went with for their design. And as you can see, I decided to go with a, less bold outfit style than, let's say, Toy Bonnie and Toy Chica, and a more closed off style. Because I really think, one thing that's very important to Mango's character, when we see it in FNAF AR, is that it has a lot of trouble with accepting its own reality. There are two voices in that animatronic, and one sees reality by what it is and the other is completely closed off to reality. So I really wanted to show this duality in this design. That's why there's a lot of black and white in their design, and the pink just pulling it together, but there are still different shades of pink. There are light pink, there are dark pink, and that's pretty much what I went with for their design. It was very fun to work around with this design, but I really struggled with the colors because I knew I wanted, the black and white theme to be central to their appearance. But I still didn't know how to balance it out. I wanted it to really look very mismatched, but the placing of the colors really took me a while to make. And yeah, of course I gave her a blacked out eye. I don't really know why her eyes like that, but anyways, I don't really need a reason. She looks very soft, I think. I really like the way she turned out. I have a very deep, care for Mango as a character, and I love them so much. It's just, I don't know, it's just so nice. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the design. I didn't do anything, that crazy. I just kept a very mismatched and put together look. I wanted her clothing to look like they just found a lot of scraps of, of clothing around and just sew it together to make this outfit. And I think I managed to do it quite well at the end. Now, Mango's personality was, of course, the center of my thoughts because I love to, create designs around what I think the personality of said character is. And of course, since Mango is one of my favorites, I couldn't stop thinking about the way they behave. So yeah, I wanted to keep that, contrast, that duality in their personality too. And so I created self-esteem issues in the point that they're either thinking that they are worse than everybody else or better than everybody else, and there's no in between. They think they are better and worse at the same time. It's very complex for her, and she's either very talkative or very silent. And I really wanted to keep that, because they are the sort of character that you can turn and say, oh, like one day she's talking non-stop, the other day they are completely silent and won't talk at all, and I think that's very nice. They are also a scaredy cat. They can get quite scared very easily, because I don't know, I just think they are the kind of person who went through a lot when they were younger, and as a defense mechanism they are very defensive of everything. But there goes the duality again, and they defend themselves by lashing out at everybody else. They are also very shy and tend to hide in the shadows. I also wanted to make them having, parkour abilities. I think they would be the kind of character who would enjoy doing parkour, because, Mango literally can climb to the ceiling, so I think that would be very fitting. And their power is called Skeleton. I wanted this to reference the endoskeleton head in the animatronic design. And I think it would be just something that she can use to fight. It's very, I don't know how it works exactly, but she can summon kind of a Susanoo from Naruto. I think that's what it's called. I never watched Naruto. But anyways, that's pretty much it. This endoskeleton can actually talk, and it actually it can stretch around, and she can use it to fight, but she only has half of it. She can only summon it for half of her body. As you can see, only one leg can have it, only one arm can have it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now my favorite design out of all of the designs I made for this video, at least, the puppet. Gosh, I really love the puppet, the animatronic. I love everything about it. The design is nice, the way the mechanic in the game is nice, the jump scare is also cool, the way they start singing, Pop Goes the Weasel before they jump scare you. I don't know, everything about this character is just so neat. It's so cool. So of course I wanted to make a design that looked badass, but still, somewhat approachable and comforting, because if you know FNAF lore, you know that the puppet is kind of the animatronic that it's kind of the safe haven for the other animatronics. She wants to protect everyone, and that's pretty much what I thought about. So I think I've imagined the puppet, I'm calling her Charlie because that's the name of her in this universe, of course, because the puppet's actually controlled by Charlie Emily in the games. But yeah, anyways, this character is older than the others, and she has kind of a protective role around them. She is kind of the one who looks out for people in need, and she's always trying to help them, and she is the one who created these groups. Both of the groups I've done so far, the classics, the toys, she is kind of the one pulling the strings, which makes a lot of sense if you consider what animatronic she is. But yeah, her design was actually very centered around a very, closed colors, very, she has a lot of contrast, but the focus on her design has been very dark and very, mysterious, and I think I managed that quite well. And of course, the main colors of her design are black and white for obvious reasons. And
yeah, that's pretty much it for everything. I also wanted to give her an skin color that looked a little more warm, to reference the red in the puppet's mask, because I did put on the tear streaks that the mask has, but I didn't put the red blush because that would be just so much. Although I did give her a darker red, lipstick. But yeah, I gave her a little more, bright skin tone, a little more red toned, a little more, colorful, just to contrast a little bit with how cold and with how, emotionless the rest of her appearance is. I also gave her big eyes because, I don't know, there is something just so charming about, someone who is very mysterious and just having the biggest eyes in the whole world. I just think it's so cool. And yeah, I love how her design turned out. She looks so good. Oh my god. I sometimes I get surprised with the things I do, because sometimes I think I don't know how to make art properly, and then I do something like that and I just think, oh my gosh, how did I do that? Like, it's hard to believe. I really love how she turned out. That's it. That's all I need to say. I love her, and I want her boots. I want her whole outfit. I really love how she turned out. Oh my god. Now for her personality, she is very mysterious. She doesn't let anyone know what she's thinking. She is protective, of course. She is also very honest. She always lets out her opinions, and she is the one who was responsible for finding out the others and getting them together. And because I don't really know, I just think there was some type of conflict in this world I'm creating, and she was the one who put the others all together, to be a group of friends who will, help each other even though they have their difficulties sometimes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for her personality. She is also someone who is not very social. She likes to be alone, although she is someone who will go out of her way to help someone who needs. And she's also, very closed off. I like to think that she's the kind of person that every time you go to talk to her, she seems like she's thinking about something, but you can never put a finger on what she might be thinking about. And her power is called Mind Puppet, of course, and she can kind of connect to other people's consciousness and read their memories and read their thoughts. And I don't know, I think that would be pretty much it. She can use it to help people around her and to know how to help them. And she is 176 centimeters tall. If you want to see more content from me, consider following me on Blue Sky, Tumblr, and Instagram. I post some stuff in there that don't really get to my YouTube, such as the clay sculptures I often make, fan arts, and sometimes even some sneak peeks at the process I'm doing for my videos. So if you want to see an extra of my art, and especially on Tumblr, I post in there quite often because that's my go-to place to share my fan arts and my thoughts at the moment. So yeah, consider following me there. So that's it for today's, guys. I am seriously having a blast doing this kind of videos. I love, imagining how the animatronics would look like as humans, and imagining what kind of outfits they'd wear, what colors they would, play with, and the styles they would dress themselves. I am seriously having so much fun, and I am honestly thinking about turning this into a series. So I'll probably make the wizards and as humans too. Who knows?
Anyways, thank you so much for spending this time here with me on my nest. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment what characters you would turn into humans and how you would make them look like. That's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!